Age was a time of great change in the United States history. Two of the world's top historians on the matter go head-to-head in justifying why this dramatic time in history was either good or bad for the people living in the world's largest city, New York, on When Historians Disagree.
Bum, bum, bum.
This program has been brought to you by the Historical Discovery Channel.
The Gilded Age was a time of great change for the people of New York. Businesses and industries were thriving and new jobs were emerging day by day. Because of this, America became the land of opportunity, and the influx of immigrants that migrated into the city created new opportunities for the people. It was also a time where reforms were being made for the people. The emergence of big businesses and the establishment of the United States as a world power also happened during this time period in history.
I have to disagree. The Gilded Age was composed of nothing but unsuccessful attempts at change and the formation of slums. Because of the industrial increase in New York City, many immigrants came over to work for extremely low wages under horrible conditions. It also caused crime and corruption in New York City and its government. Because of the laissez-faire economics, the gap between the rich and the poor expanded tremendously. The Gilded Age was a time of greed and a fight for power and money between the wealthy.
I'm John D. Rockefeller, and this is my wife. We'd like to welcome you to the grand opening of the Rockefeller Medical College. Woo! Over the past couple years, I've given a large sum of my money to many projects to help the common man. A couple years ago, I gave $80 million to the University of Chicago under William Rainey Harper, small Baptist college. And by 1900, it will probably be a world-class institution. I'm planning for the founding of my General Education Board, and it will most likely be up and running in 1903, and it will be established to promote education all levels everywhere in the country.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Man, oh man, this life sure is tough. We work so many hours and get paid so little. Life just isn't fair.
Yeah, the business doesn't even care about us. All they worry about is making money. Guys, I have an idea. Let's join the National Labor Union. They support an 8-hour workday, and they're there for us, the common man.
I don't know about that, guys. If the bosses find out, they'll fire us, and my whole family relies on this factory to give me money. Just last week, my 7-year-old son Tom started working here. Maybe if he stays here long enough, he could work his way up through the ranks, just like Carnegie.
Your head's in the clouds. I hate to break it to you, but I don't think your son's going to be like Carnegie. We need to join the National Labor Union. It's our only hope for real change.
They accept almost all workers. That adds strength to the cause. Don't you wish for a day where your Tom doesn't have to work in a factory?
I'll think about it while I work.
What is this? I thought you said the word union.
It was I.
And me.
Well, you're both fired. I can easily replace both of you with these new immigrant workers. Do you know the reason why I'm up here in this position? I'm the boss? Because I'm more involved than you. A guy named Darwin created a theory that says the most evolved people will succeed in life. Survival of the fittest.
And we'll leave, but with the National Labor Union, we'll get new jobs and better pay, and we'll get you out of business.
Yeah, and we'll push for reforms that'll help workers everywhere.
Oh no.
My hand! Oh my God, my hand! Somebody help me! Jeez, Rachel, can you get your feet out of my face?
Sorry, it's hard. I don't know where to put them when there's 14 people living here.
One day, I'm gonna make enough money when I can buy my own house. I won't have to share a bathroom with all you disgusting people.
I wish they flushed it in here. It stinks.
Maybe if there were vents or windows, we could get some of the stink out and get some fresh air in.
I work 60 hours a week and make 20 cents. Sorry to crush your dreams, but you can't afford anything.
Why are you always putting me down?
Well, it's hard to stay positive in these, slums.
Well, if Boss Queen stays around, life will get better. I mean, he's already given us jobs, food, and bread money. I mean, we better keep him around.
I can't believe it. You don't see this? It's just a trick. He's bringing us to vote for him. That's it. He's just using our vote.
What are you saying? Do you remember when we came here from Italy? He gave us food, jobs, and assimilated us with the American culture. Not to mention, he also gave us our citizenship.
You're a fool. You know nothing. You do know that he's just using us because he's a scumbag.
Well, whatever it takes to survive in this concrete jungle.
Work and dedication has finally paid off. New York State has allowed women the right to vote.
That's right. Women all over the country are going to get their voice heard, but we still have to work on spreading the word.
The National Organization Against Women's Suffrage. Women don't deserve the right to vote. They'll just throw it away. They should just attach themselves to a man that will vote for what they want.
You will vote for silly nonsense that women want, like making the country dry and other nonsense.
How did you guys get past security? Women do deserve the right to vote. This is the basic doctrine the nation was founded on. This country is about the free and the brave. If women are allowed to vote, you're going against the basic doctrines.
You two better leave or else. We don't want your kind here. You guys are the kind of men that are ignorant, that want silly things such as keeping alcohol legal. That stuff ruins lives. A woman's vote would cancel out all your silliness.
Making the nation dry would solve no problems. That will take the right of me being happy away. The government can't infringe that.
And the only reason women got the vote in New York is because Tammany wanted more votes. Come on, man, let's get out before the police arrive.
Oh, please, sit down. Thanks for coming, guys.
Glad to be here. Glad to come talk to you about the Gilded Age today.
Thanks again for coming. We all know both of you guys have your different opinions on the Gilded Age, but now it's time to see what the Gilded Age was really like. I'm going to ask you guys some questions based on this time period, and we'll see who's really correct. First off, what is your opinion on the Gospel of Wealth?
I think the Gospel of Wealth was a great thing. It inspired the wealthy to give back to the poor, and it was really great. And with the Gospel of Wealth, the wealthy gave money to fund schools, hospitals, other recreational parks, and other things. So that was the wealthy's way of giving back to the other people. Like Carnegie, he grew up poor, but he, when he got wealthy, he gave a lot of money. John D. Rockefeller, helped fund the University of Chicago, the Rockefeller Institute of Medical Research. So it was a great thing because it gave them purpose. It was good morals. They were good role models to look up to for the children at the time.
Well, I have to disagree because I think the Gospel of Wealth put the common man down. It preached a sense that God wanted you to get wealthy. And what would people think if they physically couldn't get wealthy? Then they felt that God hated them. And really, it just put the people down and was really just provided false hope, which the people of New York City didn't need at the time, because most of them were poor immigrants working hard jobs, and with this Gospel of Wealth, it just gave them false hopes and dreams that they'd never achieve.
Interesting. Both of your views are very interesting. Well, do you guys believe that the amount of money that the wealthy had was used for fair purposes?
Well, yeah. They gave away a lot of money for the poor to help people, to education, and other things that they wanted to do.
Even though some of these philanthropists' money were used for good causes like schools and hospitals and research, most of it went to their personal needs. So, do I think they went to a fair cause? If their personal greed is fair, then yes, they did.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Well, what are your views on the feminist movement and the women's rights?
It was a great movement. It helped women everywhere get the right to vote. It made the step closer to making men and women equal. So giving participation in government helped them promote issues that they wanted to promote, and this really gave more voice to the people. So that's becoming more like a truer democracy.
Even though women gained the vote in New York during the Gilded Age, it did not significantly improve their lives, because even though they were allowed to participate in government, it didn't change their current situation and the poverty in the city and just overall their hardships as workers in New York City.
Power to the women! Anyways, so are you guys pro-labor unions or against them?
The establishment of labor unions, if anything, made the working man's life worse, because even if he did join one, he was most likely to be fired, and if he went on strike with a labor union, he was most likely to be seriously beaten or killed.
Strongly disagree. Labor unions eventually did help the workers out. They helped remove child labor with the strikes and parades for the cause. They established 8-hour work days throughout the country and increased wages. But also, it doesn't matter. They were fighting for their cause. It doesn't matter if they got beat. They were okay with that. They knew that going in. It was just their way to change the system. They had to become martyrs to help their own cause.
Okay. Next question. So what were your views on the conditions for workers during this time?
Well, they were bad to start off with, but you have to build your way up. You can't start at the top. So you have to start at the bottom, work your way up. So they wouldn't know what good working conditions were if they didn't know the bad ones. So yeah, basically that's it. They were bad, but they got better eventually through hard work.
Working conditions, don't even get me started. They were horrible. The factories were dirty, and often the work was dangerous. Many workers were likely to get injured in their line of work, and sometimes workers lost hands, fingers, and even full arms.
Okay, and now for my final question. I would like to know if you guys agree with the laissez-faire economic principles.
Yeah, basically, it's just pure capitalism right there, free market economy. The government shouldn't get involved. The government should just deal with foreign affairs and the military. So, what I agree with is that business should not be involved with government. There should be no lobbyists. So the people decide effectively what the government is, not the government, not the big business.
Laissez-faire? More like laissez-unfair. This policy only benefited the rich and big businesses. It made it virtually impossible for small businesses and the working class to move their way up in the New York City standards.
Thanks, Zinnigan, for that. So before we end this, do you guys have any last thoughts about this subject?
Overall, the reforms and events that happened during the Gilded Age had little to no positive effects on the people of New York City.
Well, he's completely wrong. It said it was a pedestal to step off of for future reforms and future movements that were for the people and set up by the people. So he is wrong. I'm right.
Calm down. It's just the Gilded Age, okay? There is no real answer to this. The only person that can really answer this question is you, Nathaniel Curry Smith.